Hello, my Gemini friends, and thank you for tuning in. Karen Barney bringing you your December 2020 general forecast. Let's get right into it. What's going on for the Geminis? What do they need to know for December? What are the energies in play for the Geminis? What's on the agenda? Just one or two, please. One or two. Thank you. Eight of Cups, Gemini. Three of Swords. Painful, difficult. Are you able to push it aside, to move it away, exactly. The Devil, or are you stuck with it? This is also Capricorn. Now, stuck with it means, are you stuck in it as well? Can you put it away? Five of Swords. It's wearing you down, okay? It's affecting your health as well, my Gemini friends. One more card here. What's at the base of this, please? What's at the base of this for the Geminis? Is it that one? It is, okay. Thank you. The King of Coins. That's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but it may be that you are the provider in this situation. That's an earth sign there. What do we have going on for the Geminis? Are you the one that people rely on? Are you the basis of this? And is the Queen of Cups. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, at the bottom of the deck, it may be a water sign that you are perhaps or were involved with, but it is most definitely a sensitive subject here, my Gemini friends. This woman doesn't like to be seen as emotional. She keeps her feelings to herself. She's cool, calm, and collected on the outside, but that has been a real struggle, especially to keep around the house, around the home, in your foundation, in your family. Might even have to do with work there. The Eight of Coins below, putting the last and final touches on a project. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. How are you moving forward through this? It's about being transparent and speaking your feelings, telling people if they've hurt you, showing where you may be wounded. This woman does not like to be vulnerable, but you know, putting all that pressure on yourself is also causing havoc, I want to say, in your home life, perhaps, in your foundation. And you know, it's not a situation that you're ready to give up on, but you've got to be transparent with how you feel and not keep it all to yourself, my Gemini friends. This has been difficult. This has been painful. Now, there may be a Capricorn involved, but the Devil is here telling me that you are tied to this, maybe even feeling a little bit responsible. Could that Ten of Wands here be a little bit of guilt, be a little bit of a burden, a heaviness that you carry? You know, it's wearing you down. How are you going to do this? How are you going to do this, my Geminis? Well, our Nine of Coins is a very good life. This whatever this is, was a very good life, and you are in fact the provider, and you're going to make sure that everybody has a good life despite whatever happens here. So what is happening here? Are you going solo, independent, successful, self-sufficient? Are you, and the Devil? So you may be changing your role in this. You may not be the provider anymore. You may be defecting, is the word they gave me. Defected. You may be leaving the situation because it's not something you want to carry anymore. It's not something you want to handle. There's a lot of pressure here. Tell me about the Three of Swords. Where is the difficulty coming in for my Gemini friends? The sadness, the sorrow, the Hanged Man, the waiting, okay? Somebody's kept you waiting, and you're disappointed in that, and it's worn you down. And you feel like you're tethered to this. You feel like you can't make a move because you are still in limbo. And you know, it's a difficult place to be because people do rely on you. And I think it's eating away at the foundation of, this feels to me like a family business, like a structured situation. And you know, you are a very important piece of this. And if you are removed from whatever this is, whatever this, it feels, again, business. So if you take yourself out of the picture in this business, I'm not sure that they'll be able to carry on. So you're an important piece of this, and I think that they realize that, but they don't see the pressure that they're putting on you, my Gemini friends. They don't see the responsibilities that you carry. Let's see. Ace of Swords, you may in fact be cutting your ties with this situation. The Ace of Swords is, first off, victory, okay? So you will come out on top, and you know, whether that's as your own entity or still as a member of this, you are going to come out on top. But it's about making them see your vision and perhaps cutting back on some of the responsibilities and obligations that that you may be tasked with. And the waiting is the difficult part. The waiting is the hard part. So is it you that's waiting to make this decision, or are you waiting on someone else, perhaps the Queen of Cups? Now, I don't think you really can see where it is you can go. Or that's a Pisces too, by the way. I don't think you have a clear vision of what your next step is, because there's a loyalty here. There's a loyalty here which is holding you. You are the provider. You're the one people depend on, and you know what? That would be disappointing them. So you continue to stay stuck. You continue to stay in the same position, and that is putting a ton of pressure on you. And you know, it's wounding you too, okay? The Queen of Cups is someone very sensitive and easily pricked, easily hurt. And you know, you may not want to show it. You do have that veneer, my Gemini friends. You have, you know, a mind that covers both sides. And you do consider others carefully when you make your decisions. That's the air sign. So you're going to think through this methodically and logically, but you are going to come to a conclusion that, you know what, you are an integral piece of this puzzle. And if you're not there, they need to see what's going to happen. Okay, they need to have that vision so that they can accurately decide, or maybe you accurately decide, how you're going to move through this. I think you're going to cut back on your responsibilities in this. The King of Cups, excuse me, the Knight of Cups. So, you know, you are doing this out of the goodness of your heart, okay? You're providing for everyone. You're being that stable, grounded, and practical energy that they all come to for support and for even finance. All right, you do help them have a good life, and you enjoy a good life as well, my Gemini friends, but you're doing it because there is that loyalty, there is that emotion here. What about that is changing? Knight of Coins. So the Knight of Coins, you know, moving very slowly. There may have been an opportunity here that was offered and maybe revoked, and now you're in limbo. And I think maybe you may be laying down the truth of it, and you know that I am a valuable piece of this puzzle, and whatever was offered perhaps in the past needs to be back on the table, and it needs to be organized and thought through, reflected upon, and brought out into the light so that everything is clear to everyone. Tell me about, well, where are we here? Tell me about the Three of Swords. How are we handling this, please? The Magician. You know, you may feel like you're being manipulated a little bit, and you know, perhaps you are using the emotional heartstrings to keep you where you are. Here's the High Priestess. But you know, I think you can see through that, and I think you know that you're going to wait for a long time if this does not happen fairly soon. The Four of Swords, you're waiting. Yes, trying to come to terms with it. And here's the Chariot. So you know, you may be analyzing it and really thinking it through, and put your truth out there, have those conversations, and maybe, just maybe, you separate yourself and you go in a different direction. It still will be a beautiful life. You will not feel as pressured, I think, if you do that. But it is going to be difficult. It will be painful, especially if this is family or a heartfelt situation with that Three of Swords there. But keeping you stuck is not satisfying you either. Not helpful, not healthy for you. Tell me about the Four of Swords. Where does the healing come in? The Four of Swords is a card of rest, recovery, rejuvenation, and meditation to find the proper direction. Here's our Ten of Pentacles. So you may be waiting on a piece of security to come into play, that last piece that we saw here, and you're being pressured to make that happen, certainly possible. You know, the Ten of Pentacles is also seen as family, and truly I think this is a group of people come together for their collective well-being and security financially. So it doesn't have to be family, blood family, or even family, but it is definitely a group of people that are involved. Tell me about the Four of Swords, please. Temperance. Sagittarius, there you are going to find your balance. And you know what? If you do go out on your own here, it is going to be a success. And I think eventually you are going to get to the point where you recognize, maybe through this piece of meditation, this time away, you know, maybe they realize what they would be losing if you did decide to go, and they recognize that. But more likely you recognize what you have to do. And I do believe it involves the move. The Chariot card there, it may be a Cancer involved here, but you know, I think I think you've got itchy feet, my Gemini friends. I think you do want to make a move, but you're under a lot of pressure to provide for these other people, to make sure they have what they need. And you know, if there was something offered and reneged on here, you were being manipulated. You are being manipulated. So if you feel that way, if the High Priestess tells you, hey, that's not quite right, then you know what, it isn't quite right. So speak your truth. Cut the ties if you need to, and move forward with your plans. Your plans are going to be successful, and they are truly going to be what you wish for. But the move is yours. This is the Sacred Geometry Activations deck, my Gemini friends. One card for you, thank you. Card number 15, Compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. My friends, you do have compassion. You've done this you've held this up for a long time. And the question is, do they have the same frequency of compassion toward you? The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and to be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. My Gemini friends, all the best to you this month. If you'd like to connect with me, all of my details are in the description box below, and we'll speak to you again very soon. Thank you.